Hello friends, welcome back to another session of my financial predictions. Today is the 25th of June. We see basically that many cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, have recovered very strongly after the massive crash that we saw. That we basically got like 3 consecutive red days, I believe, something like that, because of all the crazy news that happened in that region of the world. In my last video, I told you that the green days will come around the 25, but we actually got them a little bit sooner. So we got the last crash was around the 22 of June, but the 23 was a very powerful impulse, very powerful, very strong. I talked about this in my last video, and we also saw some consecutive green days around the 25. The 24, I was expecting I was expecting a very powerful crash for Bitcoin on the 23, or in any case, I was expecting Bitcoin to be completely outperformed by other altcoins, okay? Because we had a red box on the 23, a red circle also, but the 23 was also green. So very volatile day. That's what we got right. I was expecting a very volatile day, but if I were to be quite honest with you, I was actually going more with a correction on that day. Hopefully, we saw the complete opposite of that, and we are now seeing Bitcoin reach 108k. So very similar. Well, still is it's still a little bit far from the highest position so far in this month of June. We still need like 2% in order to reach 110k, but this is very strongly, okay? This already puts us back into track for being a green month. And all my clients, any of my clients that have requested the Bitcoin chart, you guys know what I was expecting for this month of June, and especially what will come around the next 2 months, okay? I cannot give this information for free. If you're interested in this, in the Bitcoin chart for the rest of the year, write down to my email and I'll give you that information. I'm not willing to do that for free. So we see basically extremely powerful pumps on the 23. The 24 was also a green day, not so volatile, but more volatility today, 25. Okay, this is way more volatile than the 24. We see completely 2%, so from 106k to 108k, basically non-stop going full on green. And I was expecting it to be very volatile, so you can see exactly how I got this right. The next days could see this to continue climb up, but one of these days will eventually be either a correction or a range day, okay? It's just a matter of logic. I really don't see like 5 consecutive green days. It's going to be very hard to actually score that. So I believe we can see maybe some retraction soon, some range maybe, and the closing days for June, at least for Bitcoin, they will be not that bad. The next video that I will make technically will still be in June, but by then I will be basically just closing off, and it will be the next one after that will start with the July predictions. So you guys know already that every time that happens, I always give you, the community, the opportunity to choose whatever crypto you want me to cover, okay? I always cover Bitcoin by default. It's just the absolute norm in this channel. But if you want any other altcoin like Ethereum or Solana again, or Pepe or whatever, just write down in the comments what you want to see. And the crypto that gets the most, that is the most popular in the suggestions, that's the crypto I will pick. And if I get, I don't know, 30 likes, I think that's unreasonable. If we get 30 likes in this video or the next one, either which, I don't really care, then I will get 3 cryptocurrencies for the next month of July, okay? Otherwise, I will just do 2 of them. So yeah, that's basically what we can see for Bitcoin. Now let's take a look at Solana. Solana very much the same. Very strong impulse on the 23. Look at this. Solana was very clear that we will get a very powerful pump on the 23, which is on Monday. Okay, that day was the day when Trump announced the ceasefire. So you can see my predictions not only predicted the day where things will heat up very hot, but the other day where basically everything will return to normal. So you can see indirectly I get geopolitical predictions just about right. Okay, not a single error in these charts. And as you can see, Solana was way more decisive in this 23 of June. I believe this day was better for Solana than it was for Bitcoin. But like I told you, I was really expecting Bitcoin to completely underperform. And by that, I mean a crash. So not the case. Now for the other day, 24 was basically almost in range for Solana, slightly upwards. And today was also in range. We got a powerful crash around the first 7-8 hours of the day, but then instantly rebounds a couple hours ago. So kind of in range at the moment, very similar to the initial position. It could go a little bit higher maybe, or a little bit lower, but still I think this is a range day for Solana. I was expecting green days as well, volatility again, right? And the other days, the next days look very similar to Bitcoin. Basically all of these days are in green. There is not a single red circle. So what that kind of tells me is that obviously we will see some corrections, but they will not be that bad maybe. The last 5 days of June will be kind of smooth, kind of relaxed in a sense, maybe. We'll see some range, we'll eventually see some corrections, but like I told you, I really don't think they will be world-ending corrections like we saw on the 21 or the 22, things like that. Solana currently not in a green month, I believe, unlike Bitcoin. It's still very far from the highest point of June, which requires at least 14%. So it's quite a stretch. So yeah, not on the green Solana, unfortunately. But Bitcoin, you guys know, especially my clients, what I told you for this month. Now let's take a look at the final chart, which is Radium. So Radium, very much like Solana, actually kind of worse because we obviously saw a very powerful pump on the 23. I was expecting it was on the green. A correction, I was expecting a very strong correction for Radium on 24 or 25. On the 24, basically a complete range day, nothing really to be said about that, was completely flat. And on the 25, we actually saw a correction, not the highest or maybe not the strongest correction, but it was a correction until the last couple hours where basically the day is kind of in range. It's worse than Solana. The performance is worse than Solana, slightly downwards. But yeah, it's not. It managed to avoid the correction that I was expecting. Maybe because the circle for these days was completely green. So remember what I always tell you. Whenever you see a circle and a box that share the same days or the same energies, it's way more likely to see a strong reaction to that. Okay, so let's. The final days for Radium don't look as good for Solana or Bitcoin. You can see why. There's a red circle. There's also another red box, a final red box around the 28, 29. That kind of worries me because this could be something that the Radium chart kind of is spot on. It's kind of detecting about the future days that maybe the Bitcoin and Solana chart don't really show. If that were to be the case, then maybe we can see the worst days after today could be the 28, 29. Okay, be prepared for that. 28, 29 also potentially very volatile, especially 29 I believe has the highest potential, but 28 as well. So maybe there's still some strong volatility that we still have to see before June officially ends. So basically, guys, that's all I have for you. Remember, write down in the comments your suggestions for the next cryptocurrencies. If we get more than 30 likes or just plain 30 likes, I'll get 3 predictions. If not, you'll get only 2. So having said that, just like, share and subscribe, follow my work, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.